Hello and welcome back to Total Crypto for another Bonk video. Now, in my previous Bonk video, you can see all the original lines and also the Fibonacci retracement tool from where I said that if we do make these particular moves, then we should see a massive move to the upside. And as we can currently see, that is almost done a carbon copy of what I expected that could happen if we remain going sideways before we break our way to the upside. But to find out exactly where we're going to be heading and how you can improve in your technical analysis to trading and hodling, well, you just got to stick around for the video so I can show you how you can do this. So why don't we roll the video? Hello and welcome back to Total Crypto for another Bonk video. Right, in my previous video, I did explain almost exactly what we should be expecting, and really, I should have said what we were expecting, as in exactly what we were expecting that could happen with Bonk Inu. And so far, it's literally playing out exactly what we all expected here. The only thing that was a little snag, it's the fact that we've printed this red candle that happened to engulf the green candle and next to it right over here, and that could be at least temporarily a bullish, so a bearish move to the downside. Now if I was to extend this rectangle box over here, this should be an important area for us, because if you're currently holding Bonk coin, what we don't want to see is a move breaking down below the rectangle box over here, because if we do, that could spill even a massive move back down. But looking at the charts, I reckon I should extend the rectangle box like this, because ultimately if we do break below here, then it's almost guaranteed that we should be heading even further back down to the bottom of this move before we actually broke that massive move to the upside. If this was to happen, what sort of percentage would be expecting if this move was to play out? So we should be expecting somewhat of a region of 56-55% move to the downside. And if I bring out the arrow and we do something like this, then ultimately we should be expecting even a bigger move to the upside. Hopefully, if this move does happen, this one over here, we should be able to break past this fairly comfortably by going all the way back up into a discovery area for Bonk coin. That would be my bearish sentiment of the coin if we do break down below here. So why don't we just delete this arrow over here, because we've got way too many on the chart right now, so I don't want to be confusing any of you guys. I'm trying to keep it as clear and as transparent as possible. But without any further ado, I just have to give you a quick little disclaimer to say that this isn't financial advice, something which I've been doing for years within cryptocurrency space. And if you would like to learn how to do exactly what I do, just use my video contents as your reference. Use it on a demo account, practice them, because practice doesn't make perfect. And also don't forget, guys, trading is always risky, because you can actually lose all of your funds and you may never be able to recover them. So please, guys, do your due diligence, and most importantly, trade safe without any high leverage. So disclaimer out of the way, so don't sue me afterwards. Right, guys, so in terms of what would be my bullish sentiment, that's if we do break up and higher above the rectangle box over here, then we should be expecting, well, seeing a couple of things. One, if we do break up to the high, we should be able to see two things. Either we move parabolically up with a possibility of coming back down to retrace back into the zone before we continue up even higher highs. But in some occasion, I'm not too sure what might happen with Bonk, because one, Bonk hasn't been around for a long time and it hasn't seen any bull season, so we might see like a humongous move to the upside. If that ever does play out, then perhaps breakout trade would be ideal for anyone to practice or even to consider. Breakout trade just means that, let's say for instance, if you look at this chart, if we see a move to the downside from here to there, and then all of a sudden we do go up here, but just before we cross and break above the rectangle box over here, you might want to enter the minute or the second that we do break up from here, because quite possibly we might go shooting straight up and may never come back into this area again. Now that is a breakout trade, so you just want to see, right, the moment we do break out from this area here, get into a trade, keep an eye on what goes on onto the chart with a stop loss within this rectangle box, or even slightly lower, so you don't blow your account with maybe 10-50% drawdown. So you remain at least like 75-80% or even 85% of your funds of your trading accounts. Or otherwise, if you're a lot more of a riskier, you can actually leverage trade that by a couple, like 2-3%, so 2-3x's if you were to do so. But you were hoping for a drawdown to be 15. If it's by 2x, then it's not going to be a 15% drawdown, it's going to be times 2, because you're effectively leverage trading, which means anything that you are considering to be your stop loss, you need to times that by 2 or 3, and that could be quite a hefty one. So once again, guys, trade very carefully. But seeing as we are in a bull season, if you don't want to risk losing too much, you might just want to do spot trading instead, because it's a lot more manageable and you can control your risk a hell of a lot easier. But seeing as this is going to be the massive and ultra bull season, if we do break out from it, we might not even come back. So it might be worth just placing a trade the second that we break out from here. And guys, that could be a life-changing wealth there, depending how much money you put into your trading account and how much leverage do you want to risk. Because if you got a risky appetite, then you can go for like 3, 4, 5, maybe even 6x or 6 times your leverage, which means you could gain a sick amount of profit depending on how you trade and deal with your risk management. So I do hope you find that useful and informative when it comes down to doing your breakout trades. However, this is only from the daily chart. What do we expect, or where can we see Bonk Inu in the coming months, just before the massive start of the bull run? Now, according to the Fibonacci retracement tool from my last video, if we do measure from where we are right to the top, that should give us an approximately of around about 348% move to the upside. So that's easily 3 times your trading funds. But however, we're not too far away from that 1 cent mark. So let's say, for example, with that 32,704% move to the upside, if you were just to put in $100 right now and you've held it all the way up to that 1 cent mark, that will give you an approximately $32,000, and that's only with just $100. But what if you put in 500? That will give you a staggering $163,000. Guys, it's not impossible. It's not out of the realms when it comes down to cryptocurrency. It could go to 1 cent and beyond. It might wick all of us up to maybe 2 cents. Who knows? That's why we need to keep an eye on what goes on during the ultra bull season. But if you've got spare, let's say $1,000, then guys, that will give you $327. Wow. I don't know about you guys, if I can get back to these kind of monies through cryptocurrency, I'll know what to do with it this time around. And I'm sure for a lot of people who are in cryptocurrency right now that you don't have that kind of money but you would like to try to diamond hand to one day, hopefully, and I do wish for all of you to reach, to that 3, 2, 1, to reach to that target, or at least somewhere where you feel that you finally made it and made big bags, because the whole point that we are all into cryptocurrency in the first place is so we can make those crazy gains. For a lot of people, this could be even a life-changing wealth. So I hope that my channel does give us some insights and also give us some words of encouragement that whenever we do pull down, don't fear, just add a lot more to your bags, because this will be quite bumpy before we make crazy moves to the upside. So I hope you find my video useful and informative, and please give me a like and comment if you've got any questions, or if you have any suggestions whether you like or don't like my videos. Furthermore, you may also go into my description so you can find my Patreon website. That way I've got a 3-tier membership, and you can see which one you prefer or which one you may like to go for. You can go for my regular crypto friends shout out, where you get a shout out of your name, and if you're a subscriber and you always leave a comment, I will always try to do my best to give you all a shout out. Otherwise, if you'd like to be subscribing to my second membership over here, the Total Crypto Family, at £4.50, then you will at least enjoy the early access to all of my contents that I produce on YouTube. So before I go live on YouTube with my channels, you'll be the first one to see it on Patreon, and you'll be able to do like a Patreon voter only power, which means that we can get to interact and vote in terms of what channel and etc. Otherwise, if you need assisting or help with the trading, you may also go for my £17 per month, so we can go through it on a one-to-one basis on a demo account before you even consider using the live trade. My job would be just effectively teaching you guys how to do your analysis, technical analysis with a lot of the charts. That way, until you find comfortable doing them, then you may crack on with your crypto journey. Either way, guys, I hope you do find my channel useful and informative. So if then you'd like to subscribe to my channel, subscribe to my channel right over here. If you'd like to see my next video, click over here, and I'll see you all in the next one.